What's going on, everybody? Tony from Destination PW bringing you guys another video. Thank you to everybody who's been subscribing, joining the Discord. So many cool things are happening in the world of pro wrestling, and I was really excited to bring you guys this video. We have some footage. Roman Reigns taking shots at CM Punk before his debut at AEW Rampage. I'm going to show the footage in just a few moments. But guys, this is massive. If it feels like another wrestling war can be brewing, it's possible. AEW has taken a lot of shots at WWE in the past. WWE has made some small shots. They haven't really done anything that big. But today there was an interview with BTSport, Ariel Helwani, the famous MMA combat sports analyst. He interviewed Roman Reigns one-on-one. And it is some pretty incredible footage. If you guys want more videos like this, make sure you guys click that like button, drop a comment down below, and click subscribe. It is very, very appreciated. We're so close to 26,000 subscribers. I would love to hit 30,000 subscribers by the end of the year. So if you guys can help a brother out, I'd greatly appreciate that. Share this video with your friends and whatnot. Before I show you guys the footage, we got to talk about it. Roman Reigns taking a very big shot at CM Punk. And Twitter is very divided. So I understand completely the comment section is going to look pretty crazy and chaotic. But let me know what you guys think, because Roman Reigns, he just basically said it. CM Punk wasn't that good. Let's roll the footage.
From bitter people, who possibly thought they were better than they really were. When it comes down to it, CM Punk was not as good or as over as a John Cena. Wasn't as good or as over and moved the needle like The Rock. It was just what it was. From a full-time performer, I understand the frustration and wanting more. But like I said.
All right, guys. So there you go. You just heard it from Roman Reigns. I'm going to read off the transcript. I can see it from both perspectives, but I think you said it before, that the high tide raises all the boats, right? Everybody benefits. But I think, man, those statements are coming from bitter people who possibly thought they were better than they really were. When it comes down to it, CM Punk was not as good or as over as John Cena. Wasn't as good or as over and moved the needle like The Rock. It was just what it was. From a full-time performer, I understand the frustration and wanting more. But like I said, you got to take it. I'm a full-time performer, but I've done everything that needs to be done to stay in this position, to continue to make the opportunity for myself to be in a main event at SummerSlam against a John Cena. Guys, this is massive. Roman Reigns taking shots at CM Punk, and I'm excited. This is what we needed. Tony Khan did officially tease that tomorrow is the start of a new era for AEW. It is expected that CM Punk will be in Chicago for the AEW Rampage episode live from the United Center. And what a better way to get people talking about your competition, right? Because that's exactly what's happened. Ever since this video went live on social media, CM Punk has been trending. A lot of pro wrestlers have added their own opinion to this. Mick Foley doesn't agree with Roman Reigns. There's quite a few other opinions you guys can see, so check it out on Twitter. But we got to talk about this because, to be honest here, I don't think Roman Reigns is lying. And I'm going to say that as a fan of CM Punk. I think a lot of people know that I'm a fan of CM Punk. I think a lot of people know I have a lot of praise for CM Punk. But yeah, he didn't move the needle for wrestling like The Rock. And he wasn't as good as John Cena. When John Cena and CM Punk were both in the ring together, John Cena was considered the #1 guy. CM Punk was considered the #2 guy. There was a lot to love about CM Punk in WWE. And I think he deserves a lot of credit for what he did in WWE. And I am not in any way diminishing this opinion that CM Punk is not one of the best ever, because he is. He just wasn't the #1 guy. And I think a lot of people actually agree with that. I've seen it. People are telling me on Twitter. I'm getting text messages. I'm checking Discord. If you guys not in our Discord server, you guys got to check it out. But yeah, CM Punk was just never the #1 guy. He was a top guy. Held it down for a long time. He moved merchandise. He was over. But of course, he didn't move the needle like The Rock did. He wasn't John Cena. Now, I don't know if it's fair to compare, The Rock and CM Punk because it's two different eras. But at the end of the day, Roman Reigns isn't lying. Now, of course, I don't think CM Punk was a bad wrestler. I'm not saying CM Punk was garbage. I'm not saying he wasn't big. He was. He just wasn't the number one guy. And that's completely fine. And I love that this video came out because, AEW has been known for taking so many shots at WWE. We got to the point where finally the head of the table, somebody who's been very, very big in the WWE for several years, right now arguably having his greatest run of all time. One of the most important and one of the most entertaining parts of pandemic wrestling. Roman Reigns has been on fire, and I love that we got this. And it's a good thing for AEW, believe it or not. People are talking about CM Punk right before the debut. The top guy from WWE talking about CM Punk before his own AEW debut. It's just massive stuff. Do I think Roman Reigns is lying? No. Do I think Roman Reigns is reaching? A little bit. Am I entertained by this? Absolutely. That's the best part about being a wrestling fan, guys. This is entertaining. This is massive. This is huge. This is what you want to see from pro wrestling. You want to see guys, and you got to think Roman Reigns is promoting SummerSlam. This is going to be a good weekend for pro wrestling. We got Rampage, SmackDown, SummerSlam, NXT TakeOver. If you're a wrestling fan, you're probably going to be more entertained this weekend alone than you were for the last year and a half during COVID-19 pandemic, because we all know that wrestling struggled for a long time because of the pandemic. So yes, I love it. Do I agree with it? To a certain extent. Do I hate it? Absolutely not. I think CM Punk is going to do great things in AEW. In fact, I can see CM Punk dropping a very big promo responding to Roman Reigns, and that's kind of what we need. That's what we need, actually. If we're being honest, what we need is WWE and AEW to go head-to-head again, but this time not with NXT. We need to see WWE become very challenged, and even though I hated Wrestling Wars, I think that's the only way we're going to see WWE improve their product. And I think it's also going to have AEW improve their product as well. I love AEW and what they've been doing lately, but let's be fair, they do need to improve certain things. So why not have this happen? Why not get competitive? Why not take shots at each other? I know it sounds crazy that I'm the one saying this because usually I hate it, but I support it. If it means a better pro wrestling product, I'm all for it. But if both companies don't deliver, you can't really be trash talking each other. Like, if somebody other than Roman Reigns made this comment, it would have been very messed up because Roman Reigns is the number one guy in WWE right now. Seth Rollins isn't. So if this was Seth Rollins, it would be a problem. Anyways, I want to know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Drop a comment, let me know, and I will see you guys next time.